Hey, there we go. Morning, everybody. Music down. Oh, I just had a big slice of watermelon, and there's watermelon juice all over the desk. And Luna is in the background, just staring at the rest of the watermelon slice. You really want some? She just had a little bit. Good morning, everybody. Hope you all had a very good weekend. Patrick Campbell, good morning. Crassen86, good morning. Jambi, good morning. Apples, liked. Let's pump it, people. Yes, hit the like button on your way in. It's a bit of a quiet one this morning, but it's all good. Make sure you hit the like button. Yes, Mitko Kostov, Lahane Trades. Good morning, everybody. All right. Some nice green to wake up to today. So, I mean, to be honest, we had the breakout from the downtrend on Friday afternoon, which was very, very nice. And yeah, since then, a little bit more upside. And at the moment, back testing this point of control as some support right now, which is kind of interesting. So I was looking at this as being the target for the entire move up, 67K. And we went through that yesterday with, I guess, partly to do with the news that Grandpa Joe has withdrawn from the presidential race, and yeah, a little bit of a move up. SFP of some local highs overnight here on the Monday. So quickly on a Monday morning, SFP of previous week high, and then getting a bit of a back test. So back test of this point of control. Now it'll be interesting to see if this does get a bounce. It does seem like it is getting a bounce here. And if it does, then that's pretty positive, because, I mean, I'm going to do the full update in a minute, but there is certainly some confluence here as to why we are getting this bounce right now, which is good to see. Altcoins have been doing very well over the weekend. So as always, like I never check the charts at a weekend. I do not open TradingView. I do not open my exchanges. I do not look at my portfolio. Unless like I have a ton of alerts go off. And the thing with exchanges is if there's a load of volatility, then like Coinbase and all these exchanges will just throw a load of alerts out there being like, oh, Bitcoin does this, it dumps 10% in a day, or it pumps 10% in a day. So unless we get that, I just never look at the charts, because anything that's within my tolerance, or unless there's alerts going off, there really is no need to. It's a nice time to get away, to refresh, and to have a look for new opportunities then as we come in on Monday. Which I don't know is like, is it the best? Well, actually, no, it works fine. It works really well, because it's nice. It just gives a little break for them from those charts, and means that you're not getting those FOMO, like you're not getting FOMO over a weekend. And it's a good thing. It's something I like to do in order just to keep my energy high when we're in the week, and just you need a break from this stuff sometimes. But yeah, it's been really, really good price action to see. And I'm going to cover the altcoins, of course, after we do Bitcoin. ZRO has really pumped. So like when I did check my phone today, that's like my biggest bag that I hold. So it's the highest conviction altcoin that I have across like anything. And I have leverage positions in it. So I mean, like I'm almost waking up to like twice as much in my portfolio. Like it's almost doubled my portfolio over the space of a weekend, which is kind of insane. So I need to be taking some profit on that first of all, but I think it looks, yeah, very very, very decent. So this is a trade that I had open since $2.50, compounded at $3.80, and now we're sat here at $5.20. So that spot bag up 100%. The leverage positions up significantly as well, as you can see, and things looking very, very nice. So in fact, it was here, wasn't it? 5th of July. Yeah, 5th of July on the big dump day that I took the leverage position on this after accumulating spot. And then this leverage position is doing superb. So buy it here, compound it here, get a nice average entry that's just below where stops would be. And we get that continuation higher. So I'm in a good mood. I know I maybe sound a little bit tired. It is a Monday morning. So I'm just it's a bit slow. I'm a bit slow on a Monday morning. You're only taking profit on leverage on zero or also spot. I haven't quite decided yet. I haven't quite decided. It's fluid. Targets with all of these things when we're going into I think a new phase of the cycle is fluid. I do think we may have hit a local top, but I want to see what happens to this 67k backtest first, because of course when we lost that as resistance, there was a big move down that just it started to accelerate from that point. So I mean, if we're holding this now as support and we're back in this upper side of the range, there's absolutely no reason why this can't just continue to build momentum even more than we have done. We're still in this parabolic trend higher locally. Yeah. And I mean, if this bounces and we go to new highs, there's no need to be taking profit on anything. So I'm going to just wait and see what happens here, because the last thing I want to do is take profit early on a bullish backtest. Because if Bitcoin goes higher, like, you can bet your house that this is going to be going up towards $10. And that's like minimum target. And you can see the support just consistently. That $5 support now just keeps wicking into it, wicking into it, wicking into it. It's holding. So I'm open to taking profit, but I haven't done so yet. And it's the same on like these ZK trades. It would have been a real nice opportunity to hit take profit one, but I haven't done so yet. The same with Doge. All right, really nice move up on Doge so far, but I haven't taken profit yet. So that's just the theme across the board. Okay, let's start off with, do I have everything open that I need to have open? And we'll do our market update to start the week. I don't get why this is always empty. There we go. Economic. There it is. Is that the same as on? Yeah, this looks good. So we know it's a slow news week this week. Cool. I'll open up the screen now. Cool. I'll stop the music. What am I doing? Stop music. Have a little sip of water. And then do some jogging on the spot to bring the energy up. Because, oh my God, I feel so tired. Right. Jeez, where is Luna? Oh, she's gone under the covers. Cool. All right, dogs are cool. Dogs are chill. I am good. Everything's ready to go. Hit record. Once I've done this, I'll get into it eventually. Hello traders, welcome to today's video. The date is Monday, the 22nd of July, 2024. This is your Bitcoin and crypto market update. A very nice move up over the weekend. So yeah, we've surpassed that 67K point of control, which was the expectation for this bounce. And at the moment, backtesting it maybe as support. It's still very early days. But we can see as the last time we had this POC, and this has been a pretty consistent point of control on spot. And this is the reason that I use spot. I use the Coinbase POC more so for the bigger market moves, because it has throughout this entire range, it really has been the Coinbase POC that's been dominating the market. And you can see here, as you've had this move up, we have this chopping around, okay, as the range is starting to develop. Backtesting it once, bearish backtest, created a new low. Okay, you then had a bounce, the POC shifted down, it wasn't able to make a new low after that. That's what gave us a bullish bias for a move higher. And then it was holding, flips it here into resistance, big move down once again. So on this occasion, is this going to be another opportunity here, another occasion here, where we see that this backtest can hold as support, and we do see that move up towards these new all-time highs again here. So it's been a little bit more, more bullish than I was expecting, actually, to be honest. So very, very happy to see that on a weekend. Of course, not checking charts over the weekend, but as we come into Monday, good to see that we are above that POC, and we have the next targets here basically being that 70K, taking highs, and there's a bunch of stuff that we can really be looking at as just being like nice levels to trade from, both above and below at this stage. So when you look at it from a daily time frame, it's all looking really, really quite good. Now, I know we should start with like top-down analysis, but also looking here on the weekly, a really strong weekly close. So we've been talking about this gap that was here on the weekly, where, okay, we had tested back into that once before we got continuation lower, but a very, very strong move through that weekly gap. And once again, holding up here within what is, you can consider this to be, I guess, a bearish OB, at least for now. Testing into that order block, that weekly order block that we have up here, but there are still levels higher that I think we can be aware of. So the weekly's looking good, the daily's looking good. We'll just check out the monthly, because of course the monthly does have that previous month open. If I just mark that on the chart here and just put an M on it, then that is our previous month open. That I think is another important level that we can be looking to. Of course, we are now in the final trading week of the month. I did the wrong thing there, didn't I? I want to just make that more faint. We are in the final trading week of the month right now. So I think this monthly level here at 67,473, 67,500, depending on your exchanges, is going to be something that we can be looking at as being just a draw on this price. We've only got a few days left until the end of the month. And I think, yeah, it's just an important level there. Now, going down onto the 4 hour, is there anything specific on here that we want to be looking for? Not really. Okay, we've traded through all the imbalance that was here. We took out that double top that we had. I believe this was around about where we had the FOMC news. I think this was the FOMC wick that I'd had there marked as being a real nice level before. And then we do, of course, have those PPI and CPI moves from back in June as well. That is additional liquidity above us as it comes up to range highs. But on the 4 hour, you can see here the trend just really, really quite nice. We are still working on this just parabolic up move, where the momentum and the speed of this is continuing to just ramp up consistently. All right, as you can see here, this latest trend holding for now, and I wouldn't really be looking for those swing short positions until we start to lose this parabolic advance here. Right now, it is still, the momentum is still very clearly with the bulls, and we saw it last week where we had this long consolidation that was at support. As soon as you get that breakout, it is quite a violent one. You come up into that monthly level, you trade around. Yes, we've had an SFP of the previous week highs here, but it is holding a support right now, and that could lead us to more continuation higher. So I'm very interested to see how this bounce reacts, because it is a nice technical level for it. Going down even more onto the lower time frames again here. 1 hour's not showing very much. It's the 15-minute that I think I want to show. Let's get rid of that anchored VWAP because it's not particularly useful. On the 15-minute, okay, there was a small imbalance here. And this is what we're just, again, testing. So the whole of this uptrend that we've been in, all these imbalances have been corrected. When we have these impulses up, okay, that's coming through previous price action. So it's nothing too significant really. But when it's here and you're making a new high on the chart, then yeah, coming back into backtest that area, you've got confluence here with 67K being the range POC. You're tapping into what was, I mean, you had this like move up, that Sunday pump that was then retraced after the SFP of the Saturday highs and those Friday highs. You then drop down. Then I guess, was it about here? I wasn't watching when the news came out or anything, but I think maybe news of Biden withdrawing happened around the lows yesterday, and then there was a big move up. And then subsequently what we have seen is that previous week high being taken out immediately on the Monday morning open. So that is your previous week high here, Sunday night. As soon as you start the new week, there it is. Okay, you get a bit of a move down, come back, take out those highs, and then you lose that weekly open before seeing a move down to correct the imbalances. And I believe also this looks like it could be somewhere around the 618. Not quite getting down there, but you're beyond a 50% retrace at this stage and getting a decent bounce so far off of that entire range POC. So everything looking quite constructive. I think there have been opportunities to take those short positions. Of course, you could have gone short on the SFP of the previous week highs. As soon as you lose that weekly open, good opportunity to go short again here. Now, the problem we have is because the trend is still up, I would probably say favor a long position from where this is now. Unless you come down and you're taking out some of this, and you'd have to have a bit of a drop. I'd say lose that momentum before I think confidence in those swing shorts, like I say. And if this does start to float up, there's not really anything I think here that I would consider to be good information for taking a short position. You still are very clearly, okay, uptrending here, and that can continue. What else can we look at? There is the session VWAP. So if you are looking for scalp shorts, I think that session VWAP could be something to play. We also have the confluence here, which is where this was holding previously as that previous day VWAP close. And I think also we did just backtest. I'll show you on the TPO in a second. We did just backtest both the volume and the time point of control from yesterday. Is there much more on this chart that I have to say? Probably not too much. Now, I should have started with the data and the news that we have for this week. It is a very, very quiet news week. So if we do look at the news that is here, we have nothing of any like significantly high impact. We do have on the Thursday, there always is unemployment claims on the Thursday. Phone's going off in the background. I'll answer that later. Yeah, unemployment claims on a Thursday. Some core PCE index, and I think flash services I think are on Friday as well, but nothing too significant from news data this week. So I would be expecting, yeah, you're not looking at those like big volatility like we have from the CPI, from FOMC, and so on. So that's pretty calm. It means that the legacy markets are just going to be able to do their thing. Now, of course, there is this being the last trading week of the month. There will be options expiries going on. There will be volatility as we get in towards the end of the month, but it isn't a situation where we have a monthly candle close this week. It is just the last full trading week before like it's kind of next week on a Thursday that we do get that new monthly open, but this being the last full trading week. So I do believe there may be some options expiring on Friday for that, because by next Friday it will be August, right? Yeah. What else do we have to say on this? Nothing too much. So we can look at, let's open up a different view over here, and we'll start to have a look at the CVD and so on. I'm just going to move, we'll bring up the order flow. Let's get rid of Discord. I'm going to put this on the 5 minute and just load that up. So it's a similar situation. You actually had, so the move up that we had on this was on the Friday. So we had that really strong move up on the Friday, breaking out from this little bit of a corrective move. Okay, coming back into support. Decent move up on the Friday that was mainly spot led. And then yesterday, okay, that news that Biden had withdrawn, once again being spot more so, leading that move higher before perps playing catch up. And we're seeing profit taking here on a Monday, which is normal, but there's nothing too significant. If anything, I think you could have imagined that these highs would have been taken because we saw that spot rally. All right, perps then did come up and take the highs here. You then got the SFP, the correction, all right, on a bit of weakness. So you had that CVD weakness as this high was taken once again. And then we just go on to make new highs. So it's just following the trend. The delta is just following the trend here. It's nothing too major to be really looking at. And when you look across the board, we're still in an environment where we have very, very calm funding. Funding rates aren't getting too significant. We do still have a spot premium, I believe, even as we're going into today when things are still looking very, very healthy. We've still got a strong spot premium. So it's showing that there's not really any greed in the market at all here right now. Spot premium showing that there is clear demand for the asset, and that perps and leverage just isn't particularly involved right now. And this is what quite often happens with these rallies. It has been quite a fast rally, but what I've spoken about previously, and I keep reiterating this fact, when you get these things, it's not most of retail and most of leverage got wrecked on this low. And you just don't want to be giving an opportunity to get back in. So there's a lot of people just sidelined right now, not sure what to do. There's not really been any clear opportunities for short positions. Any short positions that are being taken are getting stopped very quickly because people keep their stop losses very tight here because they're trying to catch anything that they can, often trying to fade that move. And it does mean that there's more fuel to the upside, that this can just continue. It can continue just to increase with that speed, increase with that momentum. And I don't think it's going to be until we see new all-time highs that you really get a real decent short squeeze going on here. A lot of the shorts that are holding, that are left holding, will have been from the top of this range. There would have been profit taking going on to the lows, and now it's getting to a point where maybe some of those short positions are like, oh, okay, what's going on here? We are losing a lot of UPNL, but it won't be until it starts squeezing above those all-time highs that we really see a squeeze and a big move higher. Now, because we have that spot premium, of course, we do have the funding rates, like I say, are going to be like very, very neutral here. So if we look at the funding, once again, showing that there's not really any greed, you've actually got some negative funding coming in. I don't think it's particularly significant, but you do have some negative funding. There's actually quite a lot of green on the board here. So higher prices can still just be looking at a long bias until we see some greed coming in or until we see a major change of structure here. And with the ETFs, just continuing on with this theme, right? It's fairly bullish, but nothing too significant. Okay, the inflows have been small, but it is causing quite big moves in price. So it does mean when there is some like real, not greed, but when there is a bit of FOMO and that starts to kick in, things can start to expand quite rapidly here. So I still, repeat, long bias until the trend changes or until we see some kind of greed coming back in. If we look at the technicals here on EXO, then I think everything that it really needs to be doing locally has been playing out. Okay, we have these MPOCs that were left behind from the previous range, but as I have repeated on here before, I do consider that to be a breakaway. So what happens here when you have this just big drawn down price action, these MPOCs right down at the bottom coinciding with that CME gap, but because we see a fast move away from that, you don't really want to be coming back down into here, giving those short positions an exit, giving an opportunity for swing longs, for late longs to be getting in, because as soon as we do start to come back down there and test back into these value areas, these points of control, that would be acceptance to these lower prices where there was a lot of fear in the market. So if you do get acceptance back there again, that would be bearish. You just want to see continuation and expansion higher at this stage. Now from this part of the move, since we did have that big impulse up, that came into everything here, everything's been corrected. Okay, every single day we have seen a backtest of the previous POCs if there has been a markup. So you had that Monday pump. Okay, Tuesday came back in, tested the point of control, went all the way down to the value area low, got a bounce higher. You come back down, you're backfilling all of the inefficiency back through the value area again here. Another impulse higher on the Friday. Now, of course, that did create single prints, but it is contained within value of previous sessions. So you do have single prints here within a value area, showing that, okay, there was acceptance as the price here, maybe a little bit more manipulation to the downside, okay, just to take out some long positions before impulsing higher, hitting more targets. Naked point of control that we had spoken about from all the way back here on the 13th of June, right? That being tested on the Saturday, continuation on the Sunday, continuation once again on the Monday. And as we've just seen on this move down, there is a lot of confluence. So you have the volume point of control and the time point of control from yesterday. And of course, the initial balance from yesterday, so hitting back into that previous day open. So it means that there really isn't anything below us that price needs to come back down into. It's tested far enough, and we can be, I'd say, still looking for that continuation as long as this trend does continue. Now, if you are looking for trades to take below, volume POC and the single prints down here, but I'd say at that stage, if there is to be a move down into those single prints, you would then be looking at trading resistance and looking for short positions. So that would coincide with something that looks a little bit like this. Price comes down, trades into those single prints here, then gets a bit of a bounce, right? Maybe back into the POC, which could be the golden pocket. And at that stage, you'd be looking for those short positions to test down into further imbalance that we have down here. But yeah, that would be a change in momentum. It would be a bit of like a local top thing, and then you'd look to form this back into a range. Whereas at the moment, we are trending higher, and we just need to be trading it as an uptrend. Let's go back onto this and have a look over here. Yeah, there's not. It's just a case of stay. I mean, if you're in long position, stay patient. See how this holds as support. If you're looking for long positions, you're going to have to look for a deep retrace at this stage, which is possible. Okay, I'm not saying that I wouldn't trade this kind of thing, but if we do look at where a 50% retrace is from this entire move up, it does come back into that previous week open. If you're looking at a golden pocket retrace, that does take us back down into where the CME gap is. And that's quite a long way away. Right now, we are really extending beyond where that CME gap is. And even today, actually, you've opened here on the Monday. There was a little gap here. So that being the close on Friday. And what have we seen? It has been a move where you gap up, you get that correction. As I have repeated through all of the videos last week and continue to do today, when you have gaps that are within a trend, you do want to see those corrected. But when you have a gap that has signified a change of trend, you don't want to be going back there ever, basically. And we've seen situations where that has happened before. All right, we had the downtrend that was back here. All right, you have a gap up, which could have held as support, but you don't want to fill that gap because then you're just continuing with this trend down, all right? Don't want to be seeing that, whereas when you get these breakaway gaps, leave them as they are, but anything that happens within the trend, so anything from here, if there is to be more price action and then we gap up again next week, for example, then that's all fair game. Come back in, correct those, and then look to continue the trend afterwards. So lots of confluence here for this to bounce. If there is to be a bounce today, I would expect it to be right now, and now is the place to be looking for longs, because this is where all the confluence is, with the range POC, the CME gap, the imbalance on the 15-minute chart, the previous day point of control, previous day open, so on, so on, so on. I think I'm done. I don't think there's anything more to say on this today, so I'm going to continue back on with this. A reminder, because I forgot to do this right at the beginning, that these daily update videos now are sponsored very kindly by Blofin, who, one of the fastest growing crypto exchanges, non-KYC. So if you are interested in trading on Blofin, okay, the link in the description below gives a share of the fee rebates plus a 10% deposit bonus up to $7,500, meaning that if you deposit $75,000, then you'll get $7,500 in free trading money. And of course, if you do trade volume on the exchange, then there are additional perks as well over there. I can bring it up over here and we can have a little look. There we do have a little campaign running with Blofin right now that gives nice little deposit bonuses, plus volume bonuses if you trade on the exchange. So do go and check that out if you are so inclined. Oh my God, I did it again. On that note, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next videos. Of course, any questions or anything, feel free to come onto our live streams. We do live stream every day at 10 a.m. UK time, sometimes a little bit earlier if I'm feeling like I want to do it a little bit earlier. But yeah, 10 a.m. UK time. Comment below if there's any questions, or of course, follow on Twitter. Check out tauruscrypto.com, do all of that nice stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers. Bye-bye. Coolio. I had noticed that Blofin was restricted for the UK. I don't know how it can be because it's not KYC. So if it is, then just VPN around it, right? There's literally no way that they could restrict it if they're non-KYC. I've not had a notice. Have I had a notice? I don't care anyway. I'm not going to be in the UK. I'm here for one more month and then that's it. So, yay! And of course, if you are in the UK, like Woo is a really great exchange that you can be using as well. So WooX and Blofin are the two exchanges, of course, that I use. Plop. Right. Any questions? It is very quiet this morning. Very, very quiet. It's crazy, right? That we're... Think how bullish. This is what I mean. I really don't think that there is a need for price to retrace here. And I think we can be going because think how bullish everyone was when price was here last time. And there's nobody left. This move just took out everybody. And if you just waited, then... and not get liquidated and not get stopped and all of that kind of thing. I mean, we're right back there. We're right back there. Yet sentiment is just... I mean, sentiment here is so much worse than it was when we were here previously. It's very bizarre. And I wasn't really expecting new all-time highs from this move, but when I look at the price action that we've been getting, and we're seeing this as being the potential as a bullish backtest, we really could be seeing all-time highs this week, which is kind of crazy. We can look at the legacy markets. They had a big correction last week. So if we're going to see continuation, let's just go to let's have a look at the NASDAQ. Like, really quite a big corrective move last week. And this is what we had been talking about, is that if you see this pullback from the NASDAQ and from the S&P 500, because remember, they'd hit into like seriously high time frame resistance. Yeah. 1.618. You look for a pullback from that point. And we've had a pullback from that point. And there's, I guess, the room for this to correct further with crypto being very resilient and moving up towards new highs, means that if this starts to reverse and get continuation again, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. It's like, I think the market is really, 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 really bullish right now. But yet, no one seems to be here trading it. Very, very strange. They'll all come back once we're above 100K. Everyone that was longing ages ago at resistance, they'll all be back. Everyone that got wrecked here, they'll be back when it's 100K, and they'll just missed this opportunity. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Some other things that I want to cover. So the summer might not be slow at all. No, I mean, yeah, I guess the thing is, like, it is slow. And it has been slow, but it's been slow in the sense that, like, it's just been because we've not got volatility. You can't say there's been any volatility, really. It's just been move down without volatility, move up without volatility. The only time that there was volatility was last night. And that was, all right, weekend, sweep lows, news comes out, pump to new highs again. So in a weird way, it is a slow summer. Like, price action is slow, but it's just going in like when we had the downtrend, you can't really say that that's volatility. And the same with this uptrend. It's just you move up, you impulse up, you just hold, and then you go higher, and you hold, and you go higher. The volatility is what happens when you get towards these frothy areas up at the highs, right? And you get all of this kind of price action. Now, this is the stuff that becomes really good to trade. And of course, if this does start to go to new all-time highs, then I would say that there will be volatility where you're getting price action that does this. But right now, I mean, 2% moves in a day, it feels like it's like moving, but it's not volatile. So it's still slow. It's one of those strange situations where there's a big movement that accumulates over time, but because there's just no sellers involved, it's just floating up. Just kind of nice. Kind of nice for anyone that's in long positions, because there's just no need to worry about them. At this stage, like there's like no aggression, no seller aggression, spot bid strong. We're not even starting to squeeze short positions yet. Open interest is still quite high. A lot of that open interest is short positions. So interesting. And in fact, we can go back to EXO and we can see this here. All right, if you look at the OI, okay, it's increasing on the move up. And you're starting to get a little drop in short positions, but when you have this kind of price action that's going on, longs got so wrecked, but there's not even as many longs open as there was when prices were lower. So the move is having the desired effect that it wants. We can look over here. We can go even onto like a 4-hour or something and have a look at this. Let's just open this up. Let's go to a 4-hour. I'm just interested. See the aggregated data. Oh, I do have a 4-hour chart open. There we go. So since these lows, yeah, open interest creeping up, but nothing too crazy. Net long positions creeping up, but nothing too crazy. Net short positions starting to close out. Delta is up, but price is up. No divergences to speak of here. Price has made a higher high than it did back in the beginning of the month. But there's not been a big catch up in Delta yet. So yeah, it's just slow and steady. Now alts on the other hand, I think are getting a bit better price action. So ZRO, alt setups are really, really clean. All right, and this is the setup that's just been, I mean, every time that we see a setup that's like this, you see strength from an asset, you backtest a point of control. When you're in these kind of conditions, they're fantastic trades. We had them back in October, November of last year, and a lot of these things were like 10x in price from entry. So I do believe that these moves are just getting started as well, which is why I'm not really thinking that I need to be taking profit on them, because I do think that they're only just getting started with the recovery and the new markup phase. Same with ZK. All right, same kind of thing. You see a bit of a sign of strength, you come back into a point of control. I think these moves are just getting started. Same with Doge. Okay, we had the same thing. You had what I would consider to be a reaccumulation of the asset. Then you get the manipulation lower, and now we are ready to see expansion. And expansion is going to be a lot of expansion, right? This will be the final phase of the bull run. This will be it. It will be 4 to 6 months of just big moves. If this is the manipulation and if this is that final correction that we've seen, then there should be assets that 10x from here. So yeah, it's just the data is very, very bullish, and it does seem that we're only just starting to get out of this. Now that doesn't mean we can't be in a local top, and we can't just see a bit of a corrective move here. I'd be all for that. But from what we're seeing so far, as long as this POC bounce holds for now, then a little bit more continuation today, maybe into tomorrow. I'd rather see a correction, but yeah, we just trade it as it is at the moment. See how this bounce goes. Like I say, I will take profit if we lose this 67k POC and we start to see a little bit of weakness. Mesohiro, for sure, Trump at Bitcoin 2024 will push past all-time highs. He'll probably make some sort of announcement that will trigger a bull frenzy. Yeah. By the way, I've seen you can take a selfie with him for 70k. Tempted. Oh man, I'm getting FOMO. I do want to go to Nashville. It's a shame. It's this week, isn't it? I mean, when I went to Miami, I did decide it like 3 days before, and I flew out. I'm still considering it, but I think it's probably too late. And because I am traveling from next month, I think I'm going to miss this. I'm going to go to Token 2049 again, probably in Singapore. But yeah, Bitcoin conference, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think the Trump thing, like, maybe. Hasta la vista, Barbie. What the hell is going on with Render USDT? They've just, it's a new ticker, so it's Render now. Yeah. So Coinbase just hasn't updated everything, so it's Render rather than RNDR. So RNDR is now being delisted from everywhere. It's really annoying. I hate it when tokens do this. It's like, okay, cool. We've had a market cycle. We're just going to create a new ticker and switch everything over. The reason for doing it, they did say it was going to happen last year. Render is a Solana network. RNDR is Ethereum network. So they're just switching from the Ethereum network to the Solana network. because there's been more on-chain activity over there recently. So that's what they're doing, and it does just mean that exchanges are switching from the ETH-based RNDR token to the Solana-based render token. So that's your reason. But it's annoying. I don't like it when coins do that, because it means you can no longer see the history of the asset before, which is stupid. Stupid. What else is moving today? What else? What do we got that's up? Oh, a lot of random stuff. Tia. Oh, yes. We can go over some other ones. Tia's getting a decent move. It's taking out some local highs. If there is a correction, it would... I'd like to see it. I'd like to see things cool off a little bit, and maybe a bit of a down week this week. But let's see how this back test goes for now. Tia, maybe a decent short. But I don't know if you're going to get much out of it. You're not going like, if you're targeting a short position, it's got to be something like this. You got to be looking down here somewhere. So if Bitcoin does correct and we see this move back down towards those previous week levels to fill in this, at some stages, like there is gaps, there is that daily gap, there is value area low. So if you do lose POC, I mean, coming back down to 62, a 62K retrace would be really nice. That would be really nice. But yeah, let's see how this POC holds for now. What were some other trades we had last week? I was still holding a little bit of the WLD short, and that's still making some good dollar money. What was the... Yeah, I was after taking this high, wasn't it? So whoever mentioned this in the stream. So Tier's doing something, I guess, kind of similar, where we do have this WLD short. What's up big again? Let's load all these up. I'd kind of like a little bit of short exposure. A bit more. Popcat. Oh, come on. Change. There we go. Tyco. Don't know what that is. Mew. It's really annoying, this one. I wanted to buy some Mew token because I like the ticker. Mew. It's like the Pokemon. Pendle. Pendle looks nice. If this goes a little bit lower, Pendle looks like a good trade. Long. Because you're just not expecting these July lows to go on anything now. That should be the manipulation. You get a bit of a markup. You come back up, you correct all of this. Looking to hold a higher low now. I mean, if there's a move back down to around about $4 on Pendle, I think I would consider looking for some longs, anything below $4. Nothing there, 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 nothing there. ETH. One of my personal favorites. That looks like a good little opportunity right now. Decent pullback. Outside of value area from the launch. With that VWAP. Ooh. ETH and Pendle. They are going on my green list. Add even more long exposure. Why am I adding more long exposure? This is crazy. Delirium's here. Yes. Welcome. Delirium, I believe you're... I was looking... I'm sure because I read last week that you're doing your call at 11 today, right? But I couldn't find it when I was looking back through the chat this morning. So that's why I did it at 10. I was like, Delirium's not doing his call until 11. Or did I get that wrong? Yeah, that's 11. So I am going to wrap this up now. For those of you who are in the crew, Delirium will be going over all of his levels and all trades that he's looking at in just a moment. I'm going to be taking Luna off to her hydrotherapy again in about 20 minutes time. So yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there. I don't think there's anything more that I want to say today. I will probably chart these up properly, the ATH and Pendle trades. Maybe I will consider taking a trade. I've got a lot of long exposure already. So let's see how it goes. Bitcoin's getting a decent bounce from that POC backtest, from that 67K backtest at the moment. This monthly level is going to be significant. Summary on BTC. Yeah, okay. Last summary on BTC. I am going to upload the video as soon as I've done this stream. So we've flipped the point of control, right? The POC 67K was what I was looking at for the target for this bounce. We have really good momentum to the upside. Currently, we are seeing the confluence here of a backtest of that point of control 67K this morning that has corrected and tested back into previous day volume and time point of control. There have been sweeps into imbalances lower. However, I do believe that there is momentum here that we can still continue to push higher up towards the value area high of this range if this POC holds. The only reason why I would get bearish right now is to see a change in market structure and to see the loss of that 67K. As long as we're above there, I am still expecting higher prices. This bounce that we're seeing right now, happening right now as I'm doing this stream, is important. So this should take us to new highs. If it doesn't, then I think we can be looking to correct back down to around about 62K. Yeah, that's kind of it. That's kind of it. Watch for the VWAP today because it is a local move down. If you're going to look for shorts, I would say look for the shorts out the VWAP. But decent bounce from POC so far. So everything's looking pretty good. Yeah, that's it. Cool. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. I'll be back again tomorrow. And yeah, I'll be around as always. I'll see you soon.